time for the deep dive. Monday was the Western Conference, today the Eastern Conference. Teddy's 6 main points coming up in a second. Cavs, the favorite to win the East, minus 395. There's the Celtics, the second choice, almost plus 7 to 1, $7 there. Who knows? We'll see what the trade activity happens here coming up today, Teddy, but we'll see how much trades happen later today. To me, the Celtics have to go all in and try to get Butler or Paul George. They have all these assets. You have them for a reason. Turn it into something.
Well, the question is, how beatable is Cleveland? Because no, you don't turn it all into something if you don't think your team can beat the Cavs in a 7-game series this year. You save it for next year. You push everything back. What's interesting to me is how the odds have kind of flipped around in the middle. Now, all of a sudden, the Wizards are the number 3 team in the East and the Raptors number 4, even after the Serge Ibaka deal for Toronto. So it's Washington that's attracted the early money, and I'm not surprised that the Washington attracted that money. I, too, think the Wizards are legit contenders to reach the Eastern Conference Finals, along with Boston and the Raptors.
Yes. All right, who can bettors make money with or against? Point number 1, don't bet on bad teams and be very careful out there. Because this is a loaded draft, a lot of teams are going to tank.
Well, one of the things I really try not to do is, even for spots, I don't want the bottom feeders. And Orlando stands out in that regard. This was a veteran squad coming into the season. They had higher expectations. They're already dumping salary. They're dead last in the East. They're 22-34 against the spread. You say, oh, value with the Magic. Don't trust them. Don't want the bottom feeders. Brooklyn, another team, obviously. They fought hard. You wonder if they're going to continue to fight hard all the way through the dog days of March into April. Those are teams, in general, I'm looking to avoid.
And continue to ride the Wizards in the Heat. The markets aren't giving them enough respect.
Yeah, I mean, the Wizards and Heat, both top 3 teams in the NBA in terms of point spread rankings through the first half. And you know what? I'm still not convinced Washington is priced correctly. I'm still not convinced Miami is priced correctly. They're right there on my bet on list for the second half. Markets haven't respected where any of these two teams have been basically for the last 2 months. They've been inching up. Meanwhile, the team's been playing up here. Wizards and Heat absolutely look like, may well be, bet on teams again moving forward in the second half.
Yep, and can the points 3 and 4, will the Cavs just flip the switch, and are they beatable? Your question earlier, I say yes. That's why you have to go for it if you're the Celtics, because it's a perfect storm. No Love and LeBron playing all those minutes after 6 straight trips to the finals.
Sure, but look at Cleveland. Again, no one's really paid any attention from a betting perspective. This team went 7-1 straight up and against the spread since the start of February. Remember, we were talking about, woe was the Cavs and problems with the Cavs. And then all of a sudden they're coming out like a freight train. And they've only been higher than minus 6.5 point favorites once during that span. So as Cleveland has played better, the markets have devalued them after that rough stretch in January. So there's a chance you can make money with Cleveland now in a way that you haven't been able to over the first couple of months of the season. That switch may well be on. But this is my question, Paulie. Which one? The Celtics, the Wizards, or the Raptors? Who do you like with a legit chance to beat Cleveland come the end of May?
Celtics. And if they can add Jimmy Butler, they're live. They're live for the 1 seed, too, if they can add Jimmy Butler. Absolutely the Celtics.
See, the team, I'm telling you, the Washington, I don't know if Washington has the depth, but Washington has the guard play. I'll tell you that much. The Wizards are a team that I believe in right now in a way that I haven't believed in the Wizards in, I don't know, at least a decade, probably more than that.
All right, the Bucks and the Hornets, 2 disappointing teams the last month or so. You're going to continue to bet against them?
Well, I'm not willing to give up on either squad because they're both point spread losers over the first half. And really bad results going into the All-Star break. From Christmas on, both the Hornets and the Bucks have pretty much stunk. And yet both are still in position to compete for the number 8 seed. I wouldn't be surprised if these are 2 teams I'll be watching very closely over the next week or 2. There may be chances to bet on them, and there may be continued fades moving forward. We're going to see what the energy level and what the execution level is and Milwaukee in particular. They showed some signs right before the break that they might live up to that potential, especially once the markets devalued them when Jabari Parker went down. Chris Middleton's a difference maker potentially for that team. I don't know. 2 teams I'm interested in, and we'll keep our eye on.
Yeah, I don't know what the Bulls are going to do either, and it's going to be hard to handicap the Bulls the rest of the way. They are under 500, but they are the 7th seed in the East, believe it or not.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Jimmy Butler remains in Chicago, they're an interesting team to consider. And Chicago, when you talk about squads that have the potential to make a serious run, and do one of those, hey, they just won 9-1 straight up on ATS in their last 10 ball games. The Bulls are that kind of team. They have that capacity within their repertoire. But are we going to see it? It's been real hit or miss. The execution level hasn't been there for Chicago. They've been a strong bet against team off a couple of good performances. But the talent level's there for the Bulls to make a run as long as Butler is still in town. But who knows? I mean, by the time, by noon, what is it, noon or 3 o'clock, whatever time the trading deadline is, Jimmy Butler might be gone and all of this might be completely obsolete.
Right. And let's throw that tweet up there one more time from Joe Fortenbaugh, 95.7 The Game in the Bay Area. Over the last 3 years, the 30 NBA teams have combined to post an over-under record of 54, 35, and 1 to the over in the first game back off the All-Star break. Go get them Thursday and Friday out there with that information. All right, very good. Money time, play of the day. Let's stay hot. What are we doing, Teddy?
Well, let's go to the NBA. And, the Rockets were full of hugs when they learned a team starting 2 centers are going to chase them out on the perimeter. This is a Houston spot in New Orleans. They may get there. They're not there yet. Rockets, betting number 505, minus the 3.5. That's our play of the day.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to SBRpicks.com.